Hi, Venice Sullivan here from Hope Wellness Institute and Fair Oaks Cereset. Why on earth would anybody do Cereset? And even more importantly, what the heck is it? So Cereset is a technology program where we put sensors on your head, pick up your brain waves, convert those brain waves to sound, and play them back to you through earbuds. As your brain hears itself, it recognizes that the way it's functioning may not be appropriate in your world of today. We call this an acoustic mirror. Now you look in the mirror and let's say you got up, you got dressed in a hurry, you ran out the door, and you get to work and you pass by a mirror and you go, oh fudge, I got my left one earring at home, I forgot to comb half of my hair, I did one side but not the other, I didn't get my makeup on, or I put more on one side than the other because I was in a hurry. All these things, I got my tie on, but it's, off on one side somewhere. All these things that we do when we're in a hurry responding to, I got up late, I got to get to work, and I didn't really look at how I put myself together. Okay, your brain does the same thing. So let's say you're driving down the street and you see this horrible accident in front of you. And it doesn't affect you in that you weren't involved in the accident, you just witnessed the accident. But it was scary enough that now every time you drive down that street, it's like, I just feel a little tight. I grip the wheel a little bit. I kind of just tighten up. And you have no idea why, and it may not even be conscious that you're tightening up. But it's added a little stress to your life. So pretty soon, without thinking about it, you don't want to go down that street anymore. And then let's say had a big brother or a big sister that was always bullying us and screaming at us and being mean to us, as big sisters and brothers think they are supposed to be because that's who they are, but sometimes they take it too far. So it's like you changed your behavior in reaction to that. So as all these little things in life happen, pretty soon it's like, well, I don't want to interact with that kind of person. Maybe your big brother had black spiked hair. So all of a sudden you don't like anybody with black spiked hair, but you have no idea why. It's just happening. And these are very minor examples, and you can extrapolate that out to all sorts of areas in your life of, for our veterans that are coming back with exposure to IEDs, with our first responders and all of the dramas and traumas that they see on a daily basis, being in bad relationships and the drama and trauma that resulted out of that. Each one of those things change how our brain does things. It's not a conscious process. It becomes automatic in the brain, and it just functions the way it does because it's trying to protect you. That's your brain's number one process in life, is to keep you alive and to keep you safe. Okay, so it takes on automatic behaviors to do those two things. So as you're going through life, it's like all of a sudden, take driving for example, going down the freeway and there's a cement barrier on this side and there's a big truck on this side. Do you tighten up? Do you kind of back off? Or is it easy for you to drive through that? That's all kind of learned behaviors that your brain takes on automatically. So as Cereset is being used, as you're hearing your own brain waves, your brain recognizes, and this may be a conscious thought on your part, or it may be totally unconscious, of, oh, yeah, this happened at one time when I almost got smashed between the wall and that truck. So now I'm really kind of scared of it. And as your brain recognizes that pattern, it goes, well, I don't need to do that anymore. I'm not in constant danger. I'm not constant danger of every guy with black spiky hair. I'm not in constant danger of every relationship that looks like that one did. I'm not in constant danger of a pile of debris beside the road or on the road. It's our body has to readdress those things and let them go. So as our brain does that, it's without our knowledge, without any thought process on our part, is changing, is relaxing, is changing those patterns. And you may not feel anything when you're done with your first, third, or fifth Cereset session, but your brain has begun to change. And pretty soon, all of a sudden, you're doing things that you haven't done in years, and you're doing them in a relaxed way. You might all of a sudden notice that, wow, there's a kid that looked just like my big brother with that black spiky hair, and he's no big deal. Or, as I did this weekend, as I was going down the freeway and there's a truck on my right and the wall on the left and there's no room either way, and it's like, this is not a big deal. It becomes sometimes a conscious thought, and 9 times out of 10, not conscious. So as your brain changes, as it relaxes, as it resets itself through Cereset, your life changes. It becomes easier. It becomes less stressful. It becomes less full of anxiety. You get to sleep better. Maybe your digestion changes. Just there's no end to what our brain controls and how the changes can happen in your life. So as you work with these things, and as you listen to this, go, well, what can Cereset do for me? Give us a call at the office and ask the questions. I heard about Cereset. What can Cereset do for me? And the first thing we might ask you is, what would you like to change in your life? So think about those questions. Give us a call, 916-534-7577, and say, hey, I want to know more about Cereset. And, we now have Cereset offices all over the country. You can go onto Cereset.com, look at the different offices, find one that works for you, because the change in your life can be truly amazing. Thank you.